Sorry, the time cut us off, or the space, I should say. I had to clear some space. Right when I said time to go. That was funny. So yeah, it was time for them to go. It was my turn to check out. I got lane 6. They have a self-checkout there now. I was like, I can't use that. I'm not used to that here. I know, I looked at the people behind me, I'm like, you guys want the self-checkout? They were all like, nope. There were some in the back, though. They pushed their way through. They're like, we'll use it. The lady behind me had the most incredible hair. Oh, I just have to make a comment on that. I know I'm not one to talk about this kind of stuff, but she was I'm not going to say an older woman, but she was older than me at least. And she had this really long, not really long, I'd say about the middle of the bicep area. And it just flowed down so straight and soft. It looked like cotton candy, like white, really white. Yes, it was absolute. I've never seen that kind of white on someone's hair. Not like that. It was I wanted to say something like, "Oh my gosh, your hair is absolutely incredible," but I didn't want to seem like I was being a brown noser. I know. Sometimes you give people a compliment and they're like, "What do you want me to pay for your stuff?" Well, are you offering? It's okay. I got Dad's card. But anyways, sometimes things stick with you a little bit. And yeah, in class we've been talking about that. It was one of those. Just the whole thing. I know my heart is trying not to. I don't know what the tears are from. If it's not sadness, it's not happiness. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Because when his daughter came up, I was kind of looking at her, and she had that look, I can imagine. If you have a parent that goes through something like that. I'm not sure if that was, her mom that was with her. But I'm sure, going through something like that for the whole family. I can't even imagine. And you can kind of have an idea, right? It was just that look of someone, that had been through some emotional distress or experienced some things in life. Or whether or not, you have somebody close to you that goes through that, it affects the whole family, I can imagine. And the energy of the other people in the household, the other parent or whatever it is. Yeah, I know if you've ever been in those kind of groups, they do them online too sometimes. I think like Sean Ryan and others are ones who do a lot of discussions with war veterans or people that have been in close call kind of situations. Absolutely incredible. I don't know, but I really liked her jersey. I could actually see her heart on the outside of her body. Have any of you ever seen someone's heart on the outside of them? This is kind of like an energetic thing, if you can, a lot of people in class understand this. That usually when you see that, what is that? It's not to automatically pin the tail on a donkey or put any solidity onto, but usually when we see that, it's like how the old saying, they wear their heart on their sleeve. Well, hers right in front of her. I couldn't help but notice a very cool jersey too she was wearing. It was white and blue. It was really pretty. I don't know what number was on it. Man, I'm bad at this. 16? I don't know. 67. Was there even a 6? Right, and he hadn't told me about him being in the military yet. I think thus far we had just kind of, yeah, bull in a china shop, talked about birthdays, vaccine. And then she came up and asked for the card, and when she went back to the counter, he started telling me about his military experience, and it's unbelievable. Right, and it was just like a moment like that makes sense, just the energy, the aura of his daughter and seeing the heart and on her outside in front of her. Right, and over the years, people, they say, families like that, they shouldn't have to, it's hard. It's hard for sometimes people to live normal lives, having those kind of awarenesses and experiences. But I mean, that's everybody, right? I know, remember they try the basic income thing, because people will say, well, if you're going to, give money to people that have been through tragedies, this victim funding kind of a thing. I mean, what's the tier that you go by? I guess it depends on what charitable organization you're part of. There's a lot of private. You'd also depend on people. You'd think that people around anybody is going to try to help anyone in any way they can, and not always. I mean, you don't just expect to throw them to the wolves. You deal with them. They're out of control. No, you deal with them. Well, parents don't want to teach them a lesson. Wait till they turn 18. We'll teach them a lesson. Right. I mean, there's good programs. There's a lot of good programs. It can seem, harsh in the moment. Nobody cares. And, you hear it all the time. And officers in a lot of these groups, they say all the time how they go into these situations and they're expected to arrest people that shouldn't be arrested. And they can sometimes kind of see what's going on with other activities. It is sad. Is there a place for those people? Should we just lock them up in a mental facility and medicate them because they can't conform to what's going on around them? And it's weird, huh? And it seems to be those are the ones that are easy pickings. Do you see how we try to connect the ends there? I know you go from one thing to the other, and they seem not connected at all, but they very much are. Apples and oranges. Sugar and salt. Sap and agave. Rock, sand. What's in your hand? What's in your wallet? Well, I don't know, because sometimes people make comments, when others try to open up those kind of funding for any kind of victim kind of funding, people that have been victims of war, medical malpractice, poverty. That's an interesting one. Did you get your porridge? You get your porridge? Get your backpack? You get your backpack? You get your backpack? So some of those sinkholes we were talking about earlier, I know some of you were talking about the sinkholes. I know that kid that young adult fell in the sinkhole on the beach digging a sandcastle. That's scary. Fell up to his neck. Lucky, huh? Very lucky. Wow. I mean, how easily, just a little bit, yeah, the shift. Right? Very lucky. So someone sent over an article. We've talked about this quite a bit over the years here. I know a lot of people involved with those things. I know it's big business. They make a lot of money. A lot of them are druggies too. Be careful. Recent East Coast sinkholes are usually tied to limestone geology and abandoned underground mines rather than the lime itself. So yeah, there's a lot of abandoned underground mines. They're usually tied to limestone geology. Why don't they just explain that? Right, and then they could put up areas. This area is on the limestone geology line. Be careful. Might be sinkholes. I mean, at least put up a warning or something. Do they not want people to go looking for the underground mines? Huh? They storing stuff down there? Not anymore, probably. It's old school. They might get youngsters playing around those areas, doing stuff. I don't. Then they're the culprits, right? Oh, that's what the rumors were about this place. It's like they're like 18 and 20. Like, no, we're talking about like 60 and 70-year-old dudes. What are you talking about? Anyways. I know. It's interesting how a lot of these things, by the time they get unearthed or uncovered, there's a bunch of kids there. It's like the grow-ops of factories. You see immigrants and youngsters and retards. Oh, I just like the smell. Yeah, okay. National limestone dissolution combined with old mining voids, recent droughts, and minor earthquakes destabilized the ground, causing sudden collapses under roads and neighborhoods in states like New Jersey and Pennsylvania. Why sinkholes happen in lime regions. Limestone bedrock, acidic groundwater naturally dissolves carbonate rocks like limestone and dolomite, creating underground caves. Mining voids. Historic hard rock, iron, and limestone mining left man-made tunnels that decay, sag, or lose supporting timbers over decades. Weather and water triggers. Severe droughts lower the water table, removing structural moisture support, while heavy storms or leaking pipes cause sudden underground erosion. So in some of the more recent incidences, Phillipsburg, New Jersey, a state of emergency was declared after multiple sinkholes, including one that swallowed a large dump truck, opened up due to limestone bedrock and old local voids. Interstate 80 in New Jersey, collapse incidents in Morris County disrupted major highways driven by old underground iron and rock mine shafts interacting with shifting groundwater and recent weather. Pennsylvania. Subsidence events tied to historical coal and mineral mining, frequently trigger sudden road and yard collapses across the western and central parts of the state. If you are worried about a specific property or location, tell me the city or zip code so I can check if it's near recorded limestone formations or historical mine maps. Cool. Baby, 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 baby. Push it.
Push it